Hi, everybody. It's Adele Frizzell, and I'm here with,
Tiffany Buck.
and today we are bringing you part 3 of a 6-part series on body recomposition. What is body recomposition? It's changing the tissues of your body. Typically, it's toward people want to go towards less fat tissue, more muscle tissue. And there's a lot of things you can do to help that process. And what we're going to be talking about today is protein. Protein is a really important part of this process. It is a key nutrient you can't neglect. If you don't eat enough, you won't build muscle. And if you eat far too little, you could easily lose muscle. So we're going to talk about how much protein you want to eat, a little bit about how you could fit that in with the recommended daily allowance, optimal amounts of protein for somebody who actually wants to do a body recomposition.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all part of our Recomp guide, which you can download for free right now, if you like. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Recomp guide, Tiff?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the Recomp guide because just like our Facebook series is broken up into 6 parts, our Recomp guide is actually broken up into 6 parts as well. And that's a fantastic resource. It is free for right now. However, going into the new year, it's not going to be free. So guys, if you want a copy of this Recomp guide, the thing that we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, then please comment below or comment in the comments, whether it's to the side or below of the video, and let us know. And either one of us or one of our admin team will make sure that you get that. So just comment below, let us know if you want it, and then make sure you check your messenger folder for that resource.
Excellent. Yeah. The Recomp guide includes a PDF guide, so you can figure out how to do your own body recomposition, access to a free online macro calculator, and emails. And we are also publishing these videos on YouTube for those people who prefer to get their information off of YouTube instead of Facebook. Easier to find too. It'll be in its own playlist.
Yep.
All right, so back to today's topic, which is the importance of protein if you want to actually lose some body fat, gain some muscle, do a body recomposition. Again, it's a key nutrient you can't neglect. How much protein do you want? Well, you want to aim, as a rough guideline, for 0.8 grams of protein per pound of target body weight daily. And now I say target body weight because sometimes you have people say, well, you should have 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Well, that works in leaner individuals. But if you're somebody, say you're female, you're 5'6", you have high levels of body fat, perhaps you're over 200 pounds, that means you'd have to eat 200 grams of protein a day. It is excessive. You could eat 0.8 grams per pound. An easy calculation is, well, what do I want my target body weight to be? And let's say you want it to be 180 pounds. Well, 180 pounds would mean if you're having about 0.8 grams per pound of target body weight,
It would be 144 grams of protein a day.
That's right, exactly. And so this rule actually holds true whether you're cutting, meaning trying to diet and lose some fat, or recomping, where you're trying to lose some fat and gain some muscle. Protein is really important. It helps you feel more satiated while on a diet, which typically when you're dieting, you're a little bit hungrier, so you need things to manage your hunger. Most of our clients, when they begin working with us, they barely get in the recommended daily allowance when they start. When they actually start tracking their protein consumption, they realize, oh my goodness, I think I was eating maybe 40 to 50 grams of protein a day. So that's the recommended daily allowance, basically about 50 grams a day for most women. And just, the recommended daily allowance is the amount of a nutrient that you need to meet basic nutritional requirements to survive, not thrive.
Yeah.
Not thrive. It's not optimal.
Yeah. So basically anything under that and your health is at risk. So it's just to keep you surviving and functioning.
Yeah. It's the minimum amount that you need to prevent a deficiency and keep you from getting sick and dying. It's not enough to build muscle or improve athletic performance or assist with hunger management or optimize your health. For that,
Yeah,
you're going to probably double your protein intake.
Yeah, and if you're in a deficit and you're trying to lose body fat, it's probably not enough to actually maintain your muscle mass as well. So
Right.
if you're having those lower protein amounts, then it's very possible that you're going to lose a combination of muscle and fat. And, we typically want to avoid that muscle loss.
Exactly. Some people don't care about muscle loss when they're losing weight. They're completely focused on losing the maximum amount of weight. That is not going to do your metabolism any good in the long run. You really want to hold on to as much muscle as you can while dieting. It's also for, it assists with your bone density too, to retain your muscle. So we recommend that you aim for 0.8 grams per pound of target body weight to calculate your protein needs. You're going to have to track using something like MyFitnessPal or some kind of macro tracker. Ideally, you want to get your protein over 100 grams per day, unless you're a very small, light person. And when I say over 100 grams per day, I'm not talking about weighing a piece of chicken breast and, okay, that chicken breast weighs 100 grams. No, these are macronutrient grams. So if you don't know what macros are, check out our Eat for Your Goals course. It's $30. It will teach you how to track your macros. But
I'm actually going to pull up the weight for 100 grams of chicken breast real fast, just to clarify that.
I think it's only about 3 or 4 ounces of chicken, if you're looking at chicken breast.
Well, I'm just going to do 100 grams.
Sure, raw, right?
Yep, raw. 24 grams of protein, guys, and 100 grams of chicken breast. That's it.
Yeah, that's
like
it.
if you're
grams. Yeah. And we're talking getting 100 protein macrograms in a day. So that's 4 chicken breasts. The good news is you can get your protein from a variety of sources, dairy included. Even like bread has a little bit of protein macros in it. Wheat does. So, getting your protein over 100 grams a day is a game changer. And with our clients, once their intake starts to exceed 100 macrograms of protein a day, their carbohydrate and sugar cravings and hunger go way, way down. And this is because protein can really help with satiety and ghrelin, the hunger hormone. And so if you are a client and, can I get an amen to that? So people can see like, this is a real thing. Bringing up your protein really helps with hunger management and carbohydrate and sugar cravings.
Patty is on the call. Hi, Patty.
Oh, it's lovely to hear from you. I'm so glad you're here, Patty. That's great. Shifting from less carbs and fats to more protein in your diet requires a change in dietary habits. Now, most of our clients usually can get their protein over 100 grams in 2 to 3 weeks. It doesn't happen right away. If you've typically eaten a high carb, high fat, low protein diet, you got to make some changes. As long as you start to increase the size of your protein portions in a meal, and hopefully start your breakfast, change your breakfast so it's more high protein, you can pretty easily hit 100 grams of protein a day. You may need to add in a shake or a smoothie to go higher. I myself try to get 130 to 150 grams of protein a day. And some days, especially if my breakfast is low in protein, I'm going to have a shake to bump it up.
Yeah. And I think that it's really important to point out, like you mentioned, breakfast specifically. When you go from very low protein to trying to hit these numbers, it can be a big transition. And if you're someone who routinely avoids breakfast or skips breakfast, adding that breakfast aspect in is a game changer for hitting your protein goals. Not only are you starting off your day with a high protein boost, but you're also making sure that you're able to spread your protein out over the course of the day so that it's not, 7, 8 o'clock at night and you're like, holy cow, I have 70 grams of protein to hit still. How am I going to do this? Planning that protein out in advance. If you don't plan anything else out, if you don't plan out your carbs or your fats, plan that protein out so you can at least hit that goal. Everything else, we can kind of work around that. But that protein, planning that can be a game changer for being successful in increasing your protein intake.
I will say, hitting the total protein for the day is important. Like whether it's 100 grams, 130, 100, whatever your protein targets are, you want to make sure you hit that per day. But as Tiffany said, spreading it out throughout the day is very beneficial. Why? It helps with hunger management. to have protein in every single meal. And if you really want to optimize muscle building or muscle retention during a diet, you're going to spread it out over 4 meals throughout the day. So if you're an intermittent faster and you really care about building muscle, you might want to reconsider intermittent fasting, because it's such a short window that you get to eat that you're not spreading out your amino acid distribution throughout the day, which means you're actually not helping with the anabolic signaling to help you grow your muscles. It's now total protein is the most important thing. Nutrient timing, a little bit of importance. But if you really care about your muscle, aim for 4 meals, maybe 5 meals a day, which might include a protein shake at one of the meals.
Yeah.
Play it throughout the day, from the
and
up to the time just before bed even.
And when we say meals, we're not just meaning like a breakfast, lunch, dinner, and now add extra lunch, extra dinner. It could be a snack. It could be, a treat. It could be a smoothie with protein in it. Like, it doesn't have to be meat, vegetables, some kind of starch or something to go with it. It can be anything that you prefer to eat. So just try to think about, when we say meals, we're not just specifically meaning like this large meal. It could be a smaller snack as well.
Totally. It just should have protein in it. So
yes.
How much protein should you consume at each meal? Basically what you're going to do is you're going to figure out your requirements. So think about your target body weight right now. Okay. Now, whatever that is in pounds, times it by 0.8. Okay. So if you wanted to weigh 150 pounds, then you're going to need 120 grams of protein. And we don't recommend, we recommend spreading it out through the day. The body can digest huge servings of protein, like an enormous steak, but it might have difficulty utilizing more than 50 grams of protein per meal to build muscle. So by spreading your protein out over 3 to 4 meals, you keep your tissues fed through a constant stream of amino acids and optimize the muscle building or what we call anabolic effects of your meals. Having protein at every meal also helps to suppress your appetite. Most individuals should aim for 30 to 50 grams of protein per meal. So if you decided, okay, I need 120 grams, divide that by 4 meals. That's about 30 grams of protein per meal, right?
Yep.
And a meal can also be a protein shake. So that's how you figure it out. Your ideal body weight times 0.8. Now divide it by 4 meals. That's how much you should aim for of protein per meal. You can flex up a little bit. Obviously, like for breakfast, I did not have a high protein breakfast today. So I'm going to have a protein shake. I only had about 15 to 20 grams of protein. So there'll always be these exceptional days, right? But that should be like the rough guideline. Anything you want to add there, Tiffany?
No, I think that's right on point. And I love that you mentioned that spreading it out helps with your anabolic window and things like that. But I mean, that's getting in pretty deep. If you guys want to talk more about that, then we've got programs that we would love for you guys to join to learn a lot of in-depth information.
Yeah. I mean, you want to focus on the real big rocks before you focus on the little things that are just going to make a tiny bit of difference. And the big rocks here are hitting your total protein for the day. So a common question we get is, won't a high protein diet hurt my kidneys? And unfortunately, there are doctors out there who still believe this very outdated idea that a high protein diet will hurt the kidneys. You won't. And there's some really messed up stuff about you actually losing bone density with a high protein diet. This is also untrue. I mean, some people even say dairy will make you lose your bone density. The opposite, okay? Your bones will benefit from a higher protein diet. You can't make bricks without clay, and protein here is the clay that builds the tissues of your body. So basically, if your daily intake is about 1 gram per pound of body weight, not even target body weight, you won't have any issues with your kidneys. And this is barring any unusual health conditions, of course. But as an example, like anecdotally, I know it's just one anecdote, but I had a client with 1 kidney who had to monitor her kidney function all the time. She had consumed a high protein diet, and her metrics improved on her kidney and her blood work. And her doctor was quite surprised by that. Daily.
Yeah, and I think that
Okay.
it's important here too, is if you know that you have an underlying health condition, make sure that throughout the process you're checking in with your provider and getting that lab work checked. Because if something happens and you are starting to notice some effects on your kidney, then you can always adjust at that point and try to make sure that nothing is worse. But yeah, like I think that it would take an absorbent amount of protein per day to cause any effect on those kidneys.
Mhm. In fact, daily intakes at roughly 3 to 4 times our recommendations have failed to show harm in a range of health markers. This includes liver, kidney, and bone. So the only people that really need to restrict protein intake are those with kidney disease. And if you want some articles on that, I'm happy to include them in the comments. Just ask in the comments, could you send me some more research on that, on high protein diets and kidney function. So what is protein exactly? I mean, we all assume we know what we mean by protein, but basically protein comes from animal and plant sources that provide our body with energy and nutrients. It doesn't have to be completely animal based. These nutrients provide us with important amino acids that form the building block of tissues in your body. And there are 20 types of amino acids your body needs to function, but you can only produce 11 of them in your body. This means you have to obtain those other 9 amino acids from food. You cannot just make them out of sunlight. These 9 amino acids are referred to as essential, like essential amino acids, because of this. They are necessary and essential for health and important biological processes such as building muscle and regulating your immune system. Yes, your immune system takes a beating when your protein is low. This isn't just about, building muscles. Protein plays a critical role in nearly all of your biological processes, and it's the building block of your body's tissues, your muscles, your hair, enzymes, antibodies, and even collagen. Okay. So there's 2 types of protein. There's complete protein. This is a protein that contains all the 9 missing essential amino acids. Animal proteins contain all essential amino acids. So if you are an omnivore and you eat meat and you consume dairy, you don't have to be concerned, are you getting all the essential amino acids? You are, as long as you're eating sufficient amounts of protein every day. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you are consuming plant-based proteins, and these are considered incomplete proteins because they lack 1 or more of the amino acids, except for soy, that we need to build cells. And incomplete proteins found in plant foods can be mixed together to form a complete protein, but you really do need to be educated and informed if you're following a vegetarian or vegan diet. There was some interesting research that just came out with vegans and bone density, and how, and I think it might have been vegetarians as well. I can find that research if anyone is interested. But actually the bone density was not good in this cohort, and they compared it to omnivores. They had them actually do some weight training, and it improved in the vegetarians and vegans. So they didn't really make modifications to their diet. They just started weight training, and that helped with their bone density. So there's another little plug for weight training, especially if you're vegan. So why is protein important for recomping? Like a lot of people don't think about recomping, where you're losing fat and building muscle at the same time. That's the goal. But, protein isn't just important for bodybuilders and athletes. Protein is important because it prevents muscle loss while dieting. It helps you build the muscle. It stops hunger and controls your appetite. It increases your metabolism. It can improve your mood. Seriously. The amino acids from protein can help with people who have mild depression and things like that. In fact, there is some interesting research that indicates that vegetarians and vegans actually suffer from more depression than omnivores. But is it causative, or is it, we're not sure. Is it because of their diet, or is it because they're just more sensitive individuals with more empathy? And so there is a tendency towards more depression. We're not too sure about that. Or is it already pre-existing, that disposition, and then the nutrition exacerbates it? We don't. But protein can help you think better. It can improve heart function, and it regulates the immune system. So it's so important. You know, it's important for weight loss, as I mentioned, because it facilitates the release of the hormone glucagon, which has the opposite effect of insulin. It helps regulate blood sugar by slowing down the speed of carbohydrate timing, turning into sugar in your blood. So if your goal is to lose fat and build muscle and strength and crush your workouts, you really want to ensure you get enough protein. And that can come from animal sources. It can come from plant sources. Just make sure you're getting all the essential amino acids that you need.
Yeah, I think that it's important to point out here too, that throughout this call, we've mentioned 0.8 per pound of target body weight. But whenever you're doing a recomp, depending on how lean you are, you may want to increase that a little bit to maximize your muscle growth during that stage. You may want to be at 1%. So 1 gram of protein per pound of your target body weight. So and that's where working with a coach during a recomp could be really, really beneficial because, you know, we can take all that guesswork out for you and help you through that process. I do want to say hi to Maureen because she jumped in, and then you put a link in there that you would like some feedback on this supplement. We'll have to look into that for you.
Yeah, we can look at that. So sometimes people say, well, what's the best protein to eat? And not all proteins are created equal. I mean, there's something called the protein digestibility score. And it's really referred to as the protein digestibility corrected amino acid score, but it's a method of evaluating the quality of a protein. So foods with higher scores suggest a more complete set of essential amino acids or higher protein quality, and foods with higher protein quality are going to be more usable in the body for general growth, maintenance, and repair. It appears that milk proteins are superior to plant proteins and even meats. So there's another one for the dairy people. In fact, whey protein is fantastic in terms of usability and digestibility. But take this index with a grain of salt, okay? Rarely do humans limit themselves to a single source of protein anyway, and I think that would make life very boring. You'd mix up your protein sources. If you'd like to read more about the protein digestibility score, I'm happy to link to that in the comments, so just ask away. I don't want to get too much into the weeds in this talk, but the takeaway here is it's good to mix your protein sources because they offer different nutrients, satiety levels, and health benefits. So you can have meat, fish, eggs, dairy, soy, legumes, cereal grains, etc. They are all sources of protein. And foods that you might consider to be carbs can have higher amounts of protein in them that you'd expect. So in our next talk, we're going to talk about the importance of nutrient diversity. And this really does matter when, you know, for your health, number one, but nutrients and quality of food also matter when it comes to managing your weight. Yeah, 100%. I hope it's helpful.
Yeah, I've loved this so far. And I do want to point out, guys, we do have a program called the Transformer Program, and it is fantastic for clients. Generally, it is targeted towards people who have a significant amount of weight to lose and they want to lose it rapidly. However, if you guys are interested in more of the information that we've talked about, we're happy to communicate with you guys about that. If you wanted to send us an email and say, I may not want to do rapid fat loss at this time, but I really want to get into the Transformer program for its benefits, which are also, we get really, really in depth with nutrition, protein, carbs, fats, sleep, stress. There's so many different topics that we talk about in that program. And it's basically a college level course focused on health, nutrition, mindset. So if that's something that you're interested in, but you're not necessarily wanting to do the rapid fat loss program, then reach out to us and we can communicate, set something up for you guys. And if you are looking for more information and the rapid fat loss, it's perfect for you. I think that doing the Transformer program, if you're not ready to do a recomp yet, is a fantastic option. It's a great place to start. What you could possibly do is do the transformer program and then go into the combo program where we could reverse diet you, get your calories up nice and high, and then take a diet break and focus on recomp focusing on your nutrition while also adding in that strength training program can be very, very beneficial. And the benefit of doing this with a coach is we can make sure that your nutrition and your strength training program are balanced to support each other. Whenever you're doing it on your own, there might be some small tweaks that a coach could help you with. So just something to consider.
Yeah. Tiffany and I have been talking for a while about, the Transformer program is our most beloved program. People have huge mindset shifts when it comes to their weight, their health, their nutrition, their fear of certain foods. And it is an intense course. I'm not going to lie to you. The time commitment is 3 to 4 hours a week. It truly is like a nutrition/health coaching certification almost. If you do all the lessons and the quizzes and come to the calls and stuff. But it is life-changing. It's simply that. It's life-changing. But the problem is we always only offered it for people who wanted to do a very low-calorie diet and lose weight rapidly. And it's been on our minds like, but what about people who don't have a lot of weight to lose? They're sort of missing out on all the other benefits of the Transformer program. Because I almost think the other benefits are more important than the actual weight loss. The education you get, the mindset changes, the transformation from the inside out. So we would like to offer it to people, and we were thinking in the future, maybe in the spring, who want to do it just for that mostly, maybe lose some weight, but not rapidly, not on a very low calorie diet. So some we're going to open up, and we actually are launching the Transformer program in January. We only run it 3 times a year. If that's something you are interested in, but you don't want to lose weight rapidly, you don't want to be on a very low calorie diet, we can probably accommodate you, but there's still an application process. So please email support@adelfrizel.com. Let them know that you are interested in the Transformer program, but maybe not a very low calorie diet. And we'll go from there. We'll answer your questions and we can chat. I like what you said about going into the New You program after, and we have people do that. They graduate from Transformer. Now they've lost some weight and they feel ready to actually hit the gym, build some muscle, and further recomp their bodies. And we've actually seen some pretty, I know Maureen, you're on here, some
she is
changes to people's appearance after the Transform, even after they lost the majority of their weight. Once they started training and eating more calories, the real physical changes occur that are just shocking. So we would like the New You Combo program would be a great next step as well. And for those of you who are already at a pretty good target body weight, and you really don't want to lose more weight, or maybe you do, New You Combo is great for losing weight, maintaining weight, recomping, even maybe doing a mass phase. We can help with all of that.
Love it. So we do have a couple comments here. So Patty said she would love the protein digestibility score. She's always interested in finding more quality vegetarian sources, and her partner is a vegan or vegetarian. Maureen said it was awesome to do the Transformer program and go straight into the Combo New You program. And Patty said the Transformer program is amazing. And then Maureen also said she was so afraid of carbs, but she's not afraid of carbs any longer. I got to tell you guys, Maureen, man, it was a journey for sure, getting her calories up to maintenance, and just the pure joy that she excluded. I can't think of the word. Exuded. Thank you. I was like, I'm so close. I know it. The pure joy that she exuded as she realized, wow, I can eat this much and I can have carbs and I can have energy and I can feel good and feel confident. It was just amazing. And I'm so proud of you, Maureen. And I'm proud of you too, Patty, because you did a fantastic job in both of those programs. And I miss you guys both, just so you know.
Very, very committed. We love that you're still here and showing up for yourselves. In this group, though, even though we're not working with you right now, I hear your names on here and I just have such
Yes.
a fuzzy feeling. So
I'm like, yay.
that's great. You're still with us in a way,
Yeah.
you know, but that's our ultimate goal. We want to empower our clients so they know what to do on their own. You know, we don't want to, we really want to teach a woman to fish, not give her a fish. So, yeah.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
love that you guys branch out and do things and you feel comfortable and confident moving forward. And that's amazing to us to see you guys continue to be successful.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it from us today. And we're going to have another Facebook Live next week, part 4 on nutrients. The week following, we are going to be sharing some data from our clients on the Transformer program, like how many pounds people have lost, what their results were when they were on HCG or not on HCG. It's pretty fascinating stuff, and I'm really excited to take a deep dive into that. So that'll be in 2 weeks. But next week, we're going to talk about nutrients and the importance of a diversity of nutrients for your training, for weight loss, for body recomp, etc. So it's part 4 of this series.
Yeah. One more thing to add before we log off. Guys, our pricing for the New You program is going up on 1 January. So if you want to take advantage of the diet only program or the combo program, hop in there before January 1st if you want to get into that lower price point.
Yeah. All right. Well, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone. We will see you in a week.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.